Alright, and we're back for part 4. This game's looking very interesting. I think Crescent found a pretty interesting defense that sort of looking over I thought worked based on going in 5 after. With cards in 1, 4, and 7, he played in 6. And I don't think Daniel Jackson had any win in 5, but he found a really nice move in 9. And when I came back and was looking at it, I was thinking 6, 9, 4, 6, and 5 was the tie for Crescent. But that concedes a plus to 4, 7, 9, 5, and 2, so I don't know what I was thinking. And it looks really good for Daniel Jackson here. They're still the same in 5, though. And if Daniel Jackson blocks 5, well, what does happen? Did Crescent, in fact, find tie here? That's the question. And 6, 6, 7, 7, and 5 gets plussed by 6. Oh, there's no Samon. There's no Samon. I've been thinking there's Samon. Yeah, so there's no big threat in 5. Ah, well, then it's all quite different. And there's no Sam in 5 for either card. So Daniel Jackson can just go in 3. Crescent has to go in 8, and then a card takes it. And all my calculations this game were way off. And I don't think I'll say something in the chat about how the lack of same isn't helping him, because I don't want to, conflict matters. What else is going on here? Nope, this is the only game going. Congrats to DJ, who I will take on in round 3, the semifinals. And the rule set's going to be same plus wall random combo. No plus. Ooh. Never get rid of the plus rules. The plus rules are the best. Got rid of same this round. That was tough life, but we'd like to keep plus in action. Yeah. Crescent, really interesting defenses, both his games. Put up a good fight here. I'm really impressed by Daniel Jackson's play. I think he was starting out when I was leaving, so it's always easy to have impressions of people's play that has nothing to do with the players they become. And he may have become very good quite quickly. I just don't know, but I've seen him play a bunch of closed and thought he played nicely, and now seen him play some open here and think he's playing nicely here. So he should be a tough matchup in the semifinals. Hopefully I prevail for the video makers out there. But if I were Crescent, I would just go in 5 and be like, oops, I forgot there was no Sam, and pretend that I had forgotten that. Nope. Alright. And I should put up for the next round, so let's create a game. Five minutes, levels 3 and 5, private game, same, plus wall, random, combo, open, all decks, FF decks. Create game. Did we get it right? Looks good. And we move to the semifinals. I will say, I think Akiyama has so far played the clear best in the tournament, but I also don't think I've seen any real mistakes from any of the players, except if I was losing against Wavy and my move in 6 was bad. So if there's someone here that's letting the group down at this point, probably me. The other game has begun. Sweet. And we have first turn. Alright, we got a lot of level 5s, and they got a lot of level 3s. Did they get all level 3s? Well, if I make it through on this is very suspicious. very suspicious. So let's check the rules again. Same plus wall. No plus. So if I, for instance, play my 7-7 corner like the boringest person on the planet, they can't play like 7-5, 5-4, and 5 and set up the 4-7s to... They can set them up to no plus. There is same, right, so they can set them up, but they... So they could play 7-5, 5-4, and 5, and they would set up sames both ways. Okay. So we're not playing the 7-7 corner. Good, good. We're making progress. What's their directionality? Because without plus directionality and what they can take immediately is pretty likely, except in the case we just looked at, to be what they can take overall. So it looks like their best is a 5 to the right. They are saying it's good that they have no good cards because it gives them an excuse. There's the attitude we like to see. And I am really tempted to play just something with a 5 facing left in 6. But I think I shouldn't. I think that's bad because they can set up sames against that. So I think I should play 3-5, 5-7 in 6. That seems promising. Either of my 7-6-4-5 or my 5-4... No, my 7-6-4-5 I guess is my recapture both ways. Looks kind of annoying for them. Oh, do they have level 5? The 7-5-4-5? Oh, I guess it is. Ah. I guess they do. Still, not the greatest hand for them. I would really like 5 to get occupied so I can drop 7-7-4-2 and 7 and just not have to think anymore. Delial sometimes does that. He's like, if they go that corner, I'll just play in 5 and turn my brain off for the rest of the game. And I aspire to have such turned off brains. Alright, checking the rules again. Same plus wall. Man, whack. Let's make sure we keep some strength in each direction. Not having a 7 to the left is a big cost, because it can overpower anything, so it might be worth keeping a hold on. But I really want to direct the game that way. So I could play something like a 5-4-7, 5-3. Why wasn't I thinking about this? This is safe. No, but they set up really well against that with like 5-4, 5-7, and 5. So they have really good setups against my strong corners. So I could just occupy 5 to guarantee my corners are good, but I don't actually have a card that occupies 5 that smooth. So I'm just going to go with the initial game plan and check in on the other game because I am curious what's afoot. Corner starter, level 3. I see a lot of ones to the left in Akiyama's hand. A lot of ones to the left. Will the run end? Because he's had quite a run. I mean, intuitively, 2-4-7-7 in 3 looks kind of great because there's the same in 2. But it is a little vulnerable just because 6 can take it, so you're not going to jump at the option to go in 2. But you do block in 6 after. It's not like there's a ton they're going to do. Maybe you also think just direct the game leftward. That would be the best way to do that. I'm not sure. Weird. No plus. Alright. If they want safety, 5-4, 5-7, and 3 is, I believe, their only path to safety. No, did I give them 7-5-5-4 and 7? Yeah, I just give that to them. Oh, not considering what they could do in the slightest. Yeah, I don't really know what I'm thinking here. This no plus is really not how my brain works. Because I expect things to be able to be in the future that aren't now. So like if they go 7-5-5-4 in 7. Oh, I can play a 1-6-5-4 in 5. I'm very slow right now. Man, not the only one that's tired. I think I'm running on 3 hours of sleep today, and I've recorded 3 hours of triple triad content, so we're in peak brain condition. Yeah, that's a good setup to have. Surprising number of 5s in this game. That's what we'll have to be careful on for the S's. Now, they will have one of the sames as well, but I don't think I care. I don't think I care. And I want to get the level 3 out of my hand. If I play it fast, I look all smart. So that's a pretty big upside. So my one worry is... How bad can it be? I think they have a few potential ways to... I think all the kind of standard 3, 4, 7... 3, 4, 9... There's potential moves everywhere. But... let's see. I'm gonna check my messages, but we'll pop you over to the other game so you can watch Blizzard Akiyama. Huh. Alright, that is safe. Okay, that is safe. Just looked like using a very powerful card, but of course one of my ideas here was to put it in 3, which is also using it up. And this sort of puts some pressure on, but Blizzard has a big leftward weakness as well. And it's very much, you know, if Akiyama just goes in 7, and say Blizzard wants to take in 2, right? They can't take that card back from 3. So it's probably going to be pretty easy for Akiyama to negotiate to a tie. But that doesn't mean I think the move was bad, because I didn't actually have a good recommendation. So, okay. Looks like all my messages are in okay shape. They're thinking. We'll let them do the thinking. Turn off our brain, throw a card in 5, follow the Delion method. So, again, remembering there is no plus. No plus. So what happens if Blizzard takes it? Seems like it could be pretty good. Just saying. One note is if 7-3-6-1, not saying these moves have to happen in this order, but just looking at like potentially where cards land. 7-3-6-1 and 5. The only way to capture that from below is 7-4-6-3 and 8. And if that gets captured, 5-7-4-6 can't recapture it in 9 because 6-7-5-3 has a same, and I believe sames do count. Yes, they do. So there's potentially trouble there. On that capture. The other way to capture the card, not that Akiyama would jump to capture there, is 5-7-4-6 in 6, which probably is a better move. Yeah. Five does look dangerous though. Can also play in 7. Though then 5-7-4-6 and 5 is an issue. So it wasn't safe. Why did I say it was safe earlier? My brain is going. These videos are getting less and less apt. So I should probably stay focused on my game. Yeah, the same in 4 looked like it might be a good shot. Might be a good shot. So if I go in 8, with the point that I think he has just one playable card in his hand, basically. If I go in 8, I'm +2. I'm +1. I go up 6-4. If they go in 9, it's even. Now that doesn't work at all. What am I doing? think. Sorry. I don't think I have a win. Yeah, I don't think this is a win. Alright, 5, 4, 7, 5, and 1. It's 5, 5. They just go 5, 4, 7, 2. I take back, it's 5, 5, 7, 7, 4, 2 doesn't do anything. I think they done got me. Yeah, and if I go in 3, they just have to start in 1. Yeah, if there's a win here, I don't see it. Ah, nicely played. So what's happening in the other one? There was a move in 5. Respect. And the other card. That makes more sense. That was harder to approach. This looks like a win for Blizzard. So what about my idea? What about if you just take stuff, because you don't have to set up a queue? If they had gone, instead of going in 9, if he had played 7, 4, 6, 3... Oh, that's samed. Ah, that's a problem. I wanted to play it in 8, and 6, 7, 6, 1 doesn't do the same thing. Yeah. Okay, yeah. That's tough. Nicely played by Blizzard. Really well done. Forgot there was no plus. Yep. Yeah, I think that's how all these matches will end up being decided, or just very powerful randoms. Ah, very nicely played by Blizzard. Congrats. I thought Akiyama was playing just excellent, and would have been a immensely deserving winner of this Noble Chat tournament. So hopefully Daniel Jackson forgets the square 1 exists and just refuses to go there. If that happens, we're good. If anything else happens, it's a tie. So that's the dream. Yeah, really well done. Great job, Blizzard. And then there were 3. And we're on video number 4. That's not the square I thought they were going. What's happening? Did they misclick? There's a message in chat. It's being typed. I think they misclicked. I mean, Okay. I don't know. I'll take it, but if they misclick, we should replay this. Because that sucks. I'm confused. Oh, it's a good game. Alright. I thought one was the tie. But 4 moves left is easy to make mistakes. I mean, I guess you don't want to use that card in 1, because that's your card that takes one thing back in one of 8 or 9. So I guess if that card was picked up, it's probably not a misclick. But, Dr. Jackson played so well in the previous rounds. Really good play. I wouldn't be so surprised by this if they hadn't played just fantastically leading up to this. Kudos to them. They had a great tournament. And I feel they defended this really nicely, and yeah. Alright, and then there were 2. The plot thickens. I still think Akiyama has the game at the tournament. But I think Blizzard is the player of the tournament. And here we are, waiting for the finals rule set. Anything fun to watch in the meantime? This is why Dalamar hasn't put up the rule set. Matt, Dalamar does great. It's great to have him running stuff. It's great to have him around. But, you know, gotta kid him. I'm so curious how people play closed. I would love to see other people's reasoning on closed moves. I recorded a video today of me attempting closed, and I think I just reason quite differently. Like, you know, I mean, I sometimes do different stuff than what I was saying, but just so different. Would be nice to see. Would be nice to see other people's thought processes, because it would be easier for me to celebrate or decide, no, I don't think that's the right way to play. I should stick with what I'm doing. Alright, so the next rule set's going to be open. Okay, we can put that in. Open, private game, trade all, of course. Where are we? We're 24 minutes in. Let's keep this one video going into starting the finals. Maybe we'll stop at mid-finals for maximum excitement. I can go check on my rice. I'm going to leave the video on, though. there's my big win of the day. Timed the rice perfectly. What a great time to take a break. Genius. That's the true talent here. Man, Blizzard's played great. Nice to see him in the finals. Really strong performance. What's happening in game? Sorry I left you on the create game screen. If I could edit videos, I would cut that bit out, but, you know, instead you can skip forward a couple minutes. Blizzard wants the rule set of the finals to be level 5 random closed elemental. Okay, do we know what's happening in this game? I don't. I don't know which color's which even, but yeah, you're likely to flip a 6 or a 7. Odds are. Huh, you rarely see L's where all 3 cards in a row are one sides. Usually a worrisome sign. Good to see Doomy back with his account. And so nice to have a chat tournament back. I was genuinely, I must say, surprised to get 16. Like, there's been so much activity, but, you know, we're not day 1 anymore when it felt like 50 people were there, right? We're on day 6, I guess, of this. And because we started on the 20th and it's the 25th. And to have 16 people willing to play a chat tournament and maybe more even gettable. There were a couple people like, oh, if I was just off work a little sooner, or I have to go to bed because I'm, you know, European time. You know, and thanks to like people like Chickeny for playing because he was playing at 1 a.m. his time. And just nice to see. And nice to see activity in a fun tournament with some really good players in it. Though I wish Turds had played. Alright, level 6, 10, no same. Interesting. That's 6 and 10, not 6 through 10. Plus, same wall, plus wall, random, combo, all decks. Oh, good. Looks good. And, let's go. Will we get another much better hand than our opponent? Hopefully. Alright, who won the level 10s battle? We both got 4 level 10s. Alright, that makes me very likely to chuck my level 6 first turn. Alright, what's the directions? 8 up, A right, 8 down, A left. So potentially a little bit soft up, down. And I notice after, you know, the 8 up and down, there's a 7 and a 6 for both. While left and right, there's like a 10 and another 10 and another 10 to the left, or a 10 and an 8, then a 6. So it drops off a little quick to the right. Alright. Do we want to do a safety check? Chocobo Chick isn't safe, so probably nothing is. We could still... No, that's a little nuts. I want to chuck my bad card. What do I have to worry about from them? They have all these A's to the left, and I have those corners really well covered. I do not have to be afraid of those corners. So... And I'm not scared of 5A, 6, 7. I just, fundamentally, that seems a non-scary card. So... Where would be useful to chuck 5, 6, 4, 8? I kind of want to chuck it in 8. Just say you've no cards for 7 or 9. And I sort of threaten like A8, 8, 2. And 7. Or 9. Not 9. 7. Huh. The other thing to do is look if we can exploit a little more heavily. Because for instance, 5, 8, 4, 6, and 9, their captures in 8 have an A or a 7 facing left. And we have good play against both of those. We can combo both of those. So that's a little annoying. And from above, they have 3 ways to capture. We can combo the A8, we can combo the 5, though they can combo back on that one. And we cannot combo the 6, but if they use that card, we can lock it in with Chocobo Chick. So I'm kind of between 5, 8, 4, 6, and 8 or 9. Those seem interesting squares to me. And I really want it out of my hand. I like the directionality of 8, but I don't have like a, I think this is what they'll do. And that always throws me. Because I like thinking I know what someone's going to do. And like having a main line, like here's the path I think the game is likely to take. So okay, let's say against both their main line is 5, A, 6, 7, and 1. Because the only way I can take that gets comboed back. Then I probably like the move in 9 a little more. A little more. Why? I had a reason. Did have a reason. Kind of low on time. I think my reason was that I might just like go for it. Play 7, 7, A3 in 4. They combo me. I play 8, 8, 2 in... Oh, that's terrible. That's terrible. Don't really have a good way to approach that card. Oh no, I do it with a 7, 2, A8. Yeah, and there might be a line there. Yeah. Because then... Can I click the card? There we go. Alright. Hopefully this is a tricky move. A little annoying for them to deal with. Just create kind of niggling difficulties. That's all we're out here trying to do. Just be a little annoying. May have thought too long and broken my brain. You know when you're just like not actually finding any new moves, just staring at something waiting for ideas to come? That's sort of where I was at. But I like my hand quite a lot, actually. Maybe that's not surprising here. But given that I sort of... They're not quite directionally right, but they're pretty powerful. I think this is a pretty good hand. And his hand is kind of like 5, 6, 7, 7, 8, 2A are kind of messy cards in general. And the 6, 5, 4, 8 is probably just dead. It's hard to see that getting real play here. Deli did say he was going to be around today. I'm deeply disappointed in him. I'm deeply disappointed in you, Deli, if you're watching this video. Akiyama and Daniel Jackson, who both played very well. Dr. Jackson have been sent their points, so we can all be happy about that, because they did great. I think until he made a silly against me, Dr. Jackson had played better than me for the tournament, and I think Akiyama played the best for the first two rounds, beating just great opponents and then falling to the mighty Blizzard. So, yeah, I hope it's been fun to watch these videos. It's been fun to play a tournament again. It's been fun to try to talk live about it. I hope it hasn't been too boring to listen to. And it's been fun to pop between games. See if there's any games to watch. Let's reload. Alright, there's always the trade games going. It's nice to see trade come back so quickly. I guess it was kind of dumb. I was sort of surprised that it came back. I was like, don't you want to ease into it? But no, like the gambling, you gotta jump right in. That if you're a trade player, that's the appeal. I don't know what I was thinking. So this is a very good position for Wavy. Pretty unlikely that there's a combo in 6, and so you're basically not risking a loss, and if you can flip anything, you win. Couldn't, though. So Wingus manages the tie. Had the right card. Nice. Blizzard following my strategy of thinking a while, but will his thought have been more productive than mine? I do notice, as an aside, the 5 up and the 6 to the left both potentially helps Chocobo take 10s that will not in fact be there. But you could imagine a situation in Close, for instance, where it would have played some nice stuff. I don't have any particular follow-up schemes planned to my opening. It just sort of seemed favorable and worked from there. If they go in 5, though, I have no idea what my next move is. Not sure why they'd go in 5 particularly. 5 is just saying to me, I'm not seeing obvious moves elsewhere, so chuck something in 5. But I don't think that's the greatest thing to do. I don't know what I'd do if I was them. Gotta look at this beautiful bracket. Again, really impressive play by Akiyama. I think his win over Chickeny. I know Chickeny will disagree because, he'll go, I screwed up, should have had it. And, sure. But I think Akiyama, really deep understanding there. I think Dr. Jackson's wins over Crescent were really interesting. Games with Crescent were really interesting, and the win was too. And I forgot Same wasn't on. That was a nice complex one. I think... What else was good? Zero had a nice win over Bren, even though Bren didn't realize he could see Zero's cards. Some good games in there. So, they can combo back. This is important. If I take, they're just giving it to me. And saying I take from 2, and they get safety in 4. I'm not entirely sold on that. I'm not entirely sold on that. So if I go 7, 7, 8, 3, and 2, they can go probably in 1 or 6, right? If they don't go in 6, I'm going to go in 6, and I'll be pretty happy about that. Probably with 7, 2, 8. So if they go in 6 with a 10 facing out, then I can go in 1 with an 8 facing down, and that's going to be very dangerous for them. Or an 8 facing down. Saz would be good too. Oh no, so they're going to play Quina in 6, so they set up Mustadio. And then I probably don't want to do Saz. But I could do... I don't want to have to block 5 there. Maybe it's not so bad. Blocking 5 there? Actually, the 6, 5, 4, 8 is pretty good for them, because anything with the 8 can be comboed. Okay, so another thing to note is just my 7, 7, 8, 3 has both sides of that. So if I leave it alone, they can never play in 6 safely because I combo, and if they play in 2, the only thing they can put there that isn't comboed is 5, A, 6, 7. So I should just be leaving this alone. I don't need to think too much about this. I should be leaving this alone and trying to find new ways to pressure. So one move that immediately comes to mind is Saz in 7, because Chocobo Chick has both sides really nicely on that. What else looks appealing? Because anything strong is pretty easily handled by him. So I'm kind of looking towards weak plays. There's conceivably I could go in 5 because they have nothing. Don't like 5. 5 has some merit. They can't play in 6, really. No, I'm feeling get Saz out of my hand. That's what feels right to me. Not sure about this one, but it's a little annoying for them just because they sometimes have difficulty taking it from above. Just trying to create difficulties. Setzer is very strong here. Very strong. And Cyan sort of fulfills similar duties sometimes. One potential follow-up is just to play Cyan in 8. If they go in 8 themselves, I might play Cyan in 4, because as long as they don't have a way to combo Cyan, I can try to leave it so the final 2 squares are 2 and 6, and I'm potentially very good there, though I might be thinking too much like a closed game. I don't know. We'll see. My move was sort of a put the ball back in your court, you can think, and then I'll try to calculate the last 5 moves of the game and hope I can find something. But I think this is very good. I think this is a hard position for them to hold. That's my thesis. Also, sometimes I can just play Chocobo Chick in 6, and it's safe, and either I have a big threat in 2, or they block 2, which is going to be a move that gives me a free hand to do something with the turn instead. And 7-7-8-3 is so good up-down that the threat of it could conceivably sometimes be worth less than its sweeping endgame value. So it's possible I don't want to use it. And that if they could play in kind of like 6 and force it out of my hand, maybe they just should. Like maybe they should play Queen in 6, right? And I combo in 2, and they combo back in 8. And that could be good for them. So maybe if they go in 6, I just go 8 and keep the threat in 2 and just force them to eventually play there. And that's probably how I need to handle that. Six is interesting. Probably not good, but interesting. I am very pleased that I seem to be playing all right. It is always scary to go record something that you know you're going to publish regardless of how you do. And, you know, I have certainly, like, so far I've published every open game I've played, but I haven't had a loss yet. So, you know, it's easier to publish them without feeling bad. And it can be... My ego is very tied up in Triple Triad, at least when I remember, and luckily I do nowadays. The Triple Triad exists, so it's very scary for me in a way to risk playing and losing when I have this much ego invested, which I think has happened to a lot of people, but certainly I am one of them. There's my moment of vulnerability for this 4-video series. This one has gone 45 minutes, but I will not be cutting this in 2 unless we tie this game and go on to further. I'll try to finish it this video, and we'll just have many videos of this tournament. But I think we've actually done a good job covering most of the games that happened, and we have the each game that I didn't play in that we can go back and look at. But I think, for the most part, the tournament's been covered. I hope. We had 15 games total. There's no consolation match, so not 16. And most of them we touched on and noticed something interesting or something complicated and quickly moved on. Alright, still trying to fill dead space, but won't have to for too much longer. And then hopefully we can show a precise finish. So they picked up their low-level card. That makes me think they might be dropping it like 5, because I'm not sure why I think that, but I sort of feel like that's the point of a low-level card. Maybe they're putting it in 6. Maybe this is the card they want in 6, yeah. Huh. So I did mention 2 a lot, but I also mentioned that I kind of didn't want to go there, that I would rather keep the card I think is my best card. But now it does set up 5. So that's pretty appealing. So we've got 2 candidates really, 2 and 8. So let's look at 8 first. 8, 8, 2, and 8. I still have the big threat in 2. So if they do something in 5, I'm just going to win in 2. That's just, there's no way that's not a win. And if they go in 2 themselves, and I play... maybe they can survive that. If they go in 2 themselves with, say, 5, 6, 7, and I go Chocobo Chicken 5, they have Mustadio in 4, and they get a tie. Or Mustadio in 1 there. Okay, so I'm back to thinking about 2. 7, 7, 8, 3, and 2. They could go in 8. They can combo things. Though I always have Cyan or Chocobo Chick back. I hate counting. I don't think Cyan 8 works. But I'm gonna keep thinking. Setzer 2 is pretty powerful. Pretty powerful. Alright, because if we just think simply, Setzer 2, we go up +2. They play... well, they can't play 5, 6, 7, and 8, because Chocobo Chick actually combos that back. They play Mustadio in 8. But then Chocobo Chick also still has the combo. They play Queena in 8. So I'm up +2. They flip 2 back. It's even. I go to +1. They have no combos. Cyan's going to take something. They can't double take. So I win there. I win against any move in 8. If I go 2 and they go 5, I can play Chocobo Chick in 8. I will still be +1 or +2, and Cyan will be a winner. Yeah, that's a good sweeper. If they go in 4, probably it's Chocobo Chick in 1. It's hard for that to go wrong. So they have to go in 1, I think. If they go in 1, and I go Chocobo Chick in 8, I am up 7-3. The only way they can capture... no, 6-4. They've taken 1 card. 6-4. But if they go in 4 there, I take the card in 2, so I win. And if they go in 5 there, they can take 2 cards, but to do so, they'll be vulnerable, and if they only take 1, I'm also taking 1. I think it's a win. I'm going to play it. Everyone's brain is tired. And yeah, chat tournaments are like that. One big strength in open tournaments has always been stamina. Like, I think Yojimbo, for instance, has a reputation for, obviously being a phenomenal open player. And I think one of his skills is he's really good at finding ways to pressure and win matches quickly. and this was shown in things like Rhinoa, where sometimes ties would count, or various clan tournaments, but also really a large amount of stamina. So just getting advantages off people all directions, and impressive stuff. But there are a bunch of players like that, not a bunch, a few players that just keep going, and I think that was one of my strengths, actually, and I'm not sure I'm showing it today, but I think I had pretty good, maybe more consistency than stamina, but could maintain a pretty high level over a lot of games, even as the brain went kaput. But it is difficult. I still think this is a win. Haven't seen a tie for them. So on calculation, I used to think like you should play, if you were a top player, if you were, a Seto, me, Delial, Yojimbo, maybe MC and Nightwish, Great Sephiroth, that you should kind of be perfect calculating 5 and 6 moves out. And the more I've messed around with computers and stuff, the more I've seen this is clearly not the case. And if you think about like how long does it take, I've talked about this in other videos, but it's something to pass the time. If you think about how long it takes to calculate a 3-move position, right? 3 moves left, there are 6 potential moves to make. You can make 6 different moves, and each one of them, the opponent has 4 different responses to. So there's and then there's 1 response at the end. So there's sort of a 24 potential sequences left in the game with 3 moves left. And let's say it takes you about a minute to do all 24 sequences, which seems pretty fast to me. Then to calculate everything with 4 moves left is going to take 12 minutes, and everything with 5 moves left is going to take over an hour. So obviously we have heuristics, we have shortcuts, we don't calculate absolutely everything. But it is interesting that you just can't, even if you're a much faster calculator than a minute for 3 moves. And so I think, the players that play great from 5 minutes are great calculators, but they're also using a lot of, from 5 moves I mean, they're also using a lot of shortcuts and instincts. Okay, I should make a move. It looks like 3, 6, 8, A, and 5 is just the win. So let's call it a day. A good tournament, and just making sure I'm not completely brain dead. So to calculate everything with 4 moves left takes about 12 minutes for a quite fast calculator, and so you just can't do that in a 5-minute game or a 7-minute game. So we're going to make mistakes with 4 moves left, and if your instincts are really good, you're going to pick the right lines to calculate. So maybe in a 5-minute game, you identify the best move is in the right 5/12ths, of the position, and you're going to find it reliably. But it's going to be incredibly hard in 3 minutes to always play right, and the game's tough. So it comes down to more than calculation. And I think that means you're just, depending on the time control, most players are never going to be perfect on 4 moves. But I think most players can be perfect with 3 moves left. Though in one of my videos playing 1 minute, I did mess up a 3-move position. That was very sad. Oh, Blizzard's sad. He missed this move. Even though it was the obvious move, as he's saying. That's a shame. He did great. He had a really good run. Knocking out Akiyama is a fantastic achievement. One of the greats, and playing well. But okay. we take it down. Congrats to me, winner of the first chat tournament back, and I guess we'll look at this bracket, see if my name gets filled in. Gotta give the move order. What was it? I liked my starter. I think I had a good starter. What was the sequence? 9, 3. I went 7. I thought that was a good move. 6, 2, 8, 5, 1, 4. Alright. And yeah. So at some point my name will be filled in there. Hurrah. Hope you enjoyed these videos. I know they went on a long time. I've spoken way too much today. I'm gonna go quiet. And cheers.